What's up, everybody? Today we are test driving a 2023 Acura TLX A-Spec. This is Acura's mid-sized sedan, and a very nice one at that. I think that this car's two best features are probably its styling and the way that it drives. The chassis feels very solid. The A-Spec models are equipped with the 2-liter turbo engine that gives you 272 horsepower and 280 torque. This particular A-Spec is a super handling all-wheel drive model. I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera, but I do have the center screen in between the speedometer and the tachometer set to be showing what the super handling all-wheel drive system is doing. It should be noted you can get an A-Spec model with front-wheel drive if you would like. It's actually the only TLX that is available in both flavors. And this is a very nice car to drive. I do like Acura's super handling all-wheel drive system a lot, but I don't think that I will be able to utilize it today. This is a brand new car, so I'm not going to be hot dogging it or revving the engine above 4,500 RPM out of respect for the next owner and the traffic laws in the local municipality. But it still does have nice power. It's enjoyable. And the handling is very sharp as well. The ride is a little stiff. It definitely tends towards the sportier side of the equation. If you go to the higher level TLX models, specifically the Advance and the Type S, they give you adaptive suspension so that you can, when you put those cars in the comfort mode, it smooths out the ride a little bit. Those fancy shocks are not part of the A-Spec package, so this car, you kind of get what you get, and it's much closer to what people think a 5 Series is, as opposed to, say, a Lexus ES or an E-Class. In all honesty, this probably has a firmer ride than a new 5 Series. And at least until you get into M Sport and M5 packages, in all honesty, this may have better handling than a current 5 Series, because the 5s ain't what they used to be. And Acura is certainly trying to maintain their sporting heritage and reputation with this car. So if you're looking for a super smooth ride, this might not be your cup of tea. It doesn't beat you up by any stretch of the imagination, but the firm ride pays off with the handling. So I think that, in my opinion, it's a fair trade. I like it a lot, but like I said, it might not be everybody's cup of tea. The 2-liter turbo engine certainly has plenty of power. I really did like the flavor of the old 3.5-liter V6 that you could get in the previous body style TLX A-Spec models. This 2-liter turbo 4 at the end of the day is more efficient from a fuel economy perspective, but that one was more exciting from a noise and a feeling point of view. But like this, on this little uphill bit right here, the low RPM torque of the 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder, you can really feel it. And Acura, Honda 3.5-liter V6s are fantastic motors, but that's the one area where they kind of fell flat. They don't have the best low-end torque. They sound fantastic, they feel fantastic, they last for a very long time, but they're peaky. They like to be revved, which is honestly fine in a car like a TLX. Ooh, there goes a nice old Land Cruiser. So that's maybe, I don't know, 40% throttle, and we're already over the speed limit by the time we get to the sign telling us what the speed limit is. uphill, so certainly no complaints about the acceleration. And the handling on this car is very, very good as well. Obviously, on a car with limits this high, it's difficult to test them on a public road. I find that you really have to be, let's say, not adhering to the speed limit to get the super handling all-wheel drive to do its trick, and it'll show you when it's doing it. So Acura's super handling all-wheel drive, the rear axle has the ability to send the majority of the power it's getting to one side or the other to sort of push you through a turn. Let's see, we have a horseback rider here who I think is going to cross at the crosswalk, so I'm going to give the horse the right of way. So essentially it prevents sort of understeer by pushing the car through a turn, and it does work, and you can get it to work, but you have to be like going really fast on a freeway interchange, and while you're going really fast through the freeway interchange, you have to look down at the screen to make sure that it's doing it. But you can feel it. You definitely can feel it. And of course, the all-wheel drive gives you better traction in wet weather conditions. Not really meant for off-roading, even in Acura's SUVs. I think that's a smart move on their part. You know, people really don't take modern SUVs off-road very much, and if they are, they're probably not going to buy an RDX or an MDX, so, you know, go get a Wrangler. I think it's funny when manufacturers try to, oh, look, it has gravel mode and tarmac mode and snow and ice. It's like, does anybody drive this thing on gravel? Does anybody drive it in mud? 1% of the buyers? Acura just said, oh, forget it. Which, honestly, is probably smart on their part. If you are looking for a mid-size luxury sedan that looks nice and drives very well, this should be near the top of your list because it does both of those things fabulously. If you're looking for a luxury sedan with a ton of passenger or cargo room, or that is going to make your neighbors jealous, this probably isn't it. It's relatively small for the class. It reminds me of an old Jaguar in a way, because I sold Jags for a while, and they used to tell us, this is what they would tell the salespeople, a Jaguar cossets. It's cosseting luxury. So when you're in an XJ, it's not meant to feel like the most roomy car. It's meant to surround you and cocoon you in elegance and luxury and sportiness and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of feel that in this TLX. I feel cosseted, and it does in that way weirdly remind me of a Jaguar. But also similar to some Jaguars, the back seat room's not very good and the trunk isn't that big. So if you can live with that, and, you know, it's not necessarily an obvious choice, right? It's not a BMW or a Mercedes or a Lexus, but you want something that drives beautifully and looks very nice and does have good technology. TLX, and has good brakes. No drama whatsoever. We'll give it a little, just a little. Uh-oh. Breaking the speed limit, that's bad. It's a very confidence-inspiring car. Coming around a curve, you know, a blind curve like that, you have the confidence that whatever's up ahead, the brakes and the steering can keep you out of trouble. You have plenty of brake to stop the car, and it's nimble enough to where you could swerve around something if you needed to. And isn't that what everyone wants while they drive, is confidence? There's some Jags right there. It's a Jag. It's an Acura. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say and do when it comes to this test drive. Like I said, if you're looking for a mid-size luxury sedan that looks good, drives great, and you don't need that much space in it, TLX, check it out. Should be near the top of your list. If you need a lot of room, maybe not this one. Look somewhere else. That's my review. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, and always drive safely. Bye-bye.